What does all of this mean to all of you? Many times speeches are made and they have no real feeling. And you walk away sort of feeling that you were someplace and you heard something, but you don't know what you felt. I want to put the feeling there. I want to put the feeling in you. We need a community that is committed. That is, in terms of your religion, we need a commitment from these religious buildings and the people running them. These places should be kept open for our children and for our families. Let me repeat this with feeling. They should never close. Our children should never have to worry about coming someplace to talk to someone so that any problem has a place to start being heard. I remember a long time ago, a couple of years, well, I don't know, a murder was committed. And right away, the newspapers jumped out, the television jumped out, and it focused on that area. And the people said, why did this happen? And then they went to the children, and they said to the children, why do you think these boys did it? And what's going wrong? And as far as I could get, the kids said, we're bored. We're bored. They don't have anything for us to do here in this town. So, well, you have the boys' club and the what? Yeah, but there's nothing there that we want to do. And then the newspapers left and the TV people left, and the children were still here. Time's gone by, and those children, those same bored children, are parents now. They're raising kids, or they're having them anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, whatever happened to parenting? You have, thank you. Whatever happened to, I am your mother, and I know better for you. I am your father, and I know better for you, and I love you. Whatever happened to responsibility placed on these children? We cannot raise a child on love bought. I want. I'm afraid not to give it to her because she may not like me. That's not parenting. That's called Junior Chamber of Commerce Award. These children happen to be homeless people. They don't own a home. They don't have a job. Closest thing they have are chores, and they don't do them. Who are these people running these kids? And all you keep talking about is, in my day, you know, in my day, my father would have thrown me. Well, what's wrong with you? I'm telling you, you gotta get back to parenting these children. I don't want to hear bored until I find out for sure why the child is bored. Now, I did meet two children who were bored, and I said, why are you bored? They said, because we already know the stuff and they keep going over it. good, clear reason for being bored. So something has to be fixed. I said, go to your teacher, go to your mother and father. Let your children know. Talk to your children. That's a part of parenting. Stop leaving it up to the teacher might do it. Ask your child, make your child talk to you. This is not a contest called Do You Love Me, Please? None of you want to stand in front of a judge with your child dressed in orange and say, I'm sorry, Your Honor, I did all I could. No, I want you to talk to your children. I want you to teach your children to love you unconditionally. And if they do that, then it's an even playing field. Because as you and I know, all you old people know, that the love and respect that you had in here for the mother and the father, there were things you wouldn't do because you knew if you got caught, you'd embarrass them, and you didn't want to do that. And somehow, we stopped parenting. Somehow, children know more curse words and know how to put them together than I do. And they say it in a relaxed way. Kid riding a bike, 12 years old, holy blanket, coming right out of the mouth. Curse words that I would have been airborne. Ladies and gentlemen, what are you allowing? What is MTV doing for you? But keeping your child in a state of adolescence, keeping your child titillated with sex. And she wants to watch it? No. I don't like you. BAP. Airborne. I'm not saying that you want to hit. Yes, you want to hit, but not to hit. I mean, that comes up in us quite often. But I'm telling you, television is not going to be there for you when you stand in front of the judge. Television is not going to be there for you when your 24-year-old kid keeps asking you for money. Television is not going to be there for you. MTV is not going to be there to co-sign for the car that your kid wants but never got a job to help pay for it. Your children have to understand responsibility. You can't be 27 years old still living under your roof thinking that this is a part of his life. Responsibility, pride. This is what we want to instill in our children. And the school is a wonderful place to do that. Prepared is a key word. I asked one class, who's the brightest? Oh, I asked the kid, I would say so forth and so on. Kid got up, I said, tell the class why you read so well. He said, I read at home. He's prepared. All of you children, he's prepared. What are you preparing yourself for? There is no job to play the Game Boy machine. There's no job. There's no job for watching TV. In prison, yes. You can watch TV in prison. But you better get on the stick, you kids. And I want you to do certain things. I want you to establish a love in here for your mother, your father, or whomever it is who's looking after you. I want you to establish that. I want you to give up that love. Not because you got a new pair of sneakers, not because you went and she let you do some body piercing. Stop following these people on TV. They're there to entertain you, not to show you how to live. Look at where you live. And when I say homeless, think about it. Is your name on the mortgage? You children, is your name on the mortgage? Huh? Okay. When people knock on the door, do they ask, may they see you because they want to sell something? No. nobody wants you. Because you have no money. You don't own a house, and there's nothing in your house that you can bring somebody in and sell somebody. You can't take them to your room. Yes, this is my TV. How much you want to give me for it? Your mother and father have them arrested. You say, well, you said it was my TV. Yes, we gave. You don't own it. People give you things, but you don't own it. You have no money. You have no house. You have a mother and father, and you don't want them unless they buy you things that you can't have. So let's get set with this, okay? Hello, children? You have a job to do. It's a very simple job. You get up in the morning. You wash yourself. You get dressed. You go eat something. Now let's talk about eating. We don't want you eating donuts. Donuts, no, because it's not going to do you any good. You need protein. You need protein, and then you need some kind of carb, but not a donut, and you're too young for coffee. Coffee is for people who drank too much the night before. You don't need coffee. Coffee is for people with 12 jobs trying to make the 10th job in one day. That's what coffee's for, not for little kids. You need protein. You need vegetable. You need your milk. And you need your exercise. Exercise. Do you understand me? So that means walk to school in the snow. When I was a little boy, I want all of you kids to understand something about love. Love, love, love. It's not an embarrassing thing. You don't hug your mother and your father, just hug. You hug with love. These people are paying for everything you have. Not only monetarily, but emotionally. Emotionally. You get sick, they wish you to get well. They want you happy. And all you can think of sometimes is they didn't buy something for you and you don't like them anymore. And you want to tell them, but everybody has one. I don't know why I don't have one. Well, if you feel that way, get a damn job. The what? The what? What'd you say? I did what to the kids?
How dare you say that in front of the kids?
How dare? Yeah. How dare I say that in front of the kids? Hey, yeah, like you never heard that before, right? You little filth mouth. Yeah. You're playing with the wrong guy, man. You don't frighten me, Jack. No. This is the wrong guy, man. I don't listen to psychologists and psychiatrists. I just know one thing. You got a job to do, Buster. All you got to do is if you don't like something, you speak up, and we'll see if we can fix it for you. But you don't come to us telling us who has what and you don't have one. I don't feel sorry for you or your little friends. You're lucky you got a house to live in. Let you live with your bike. Yeah, that's your crime. I'm only a little kid. Oh, yeah. MTV doesn't say that. They want your money, man. They want you buying everything they put up on that screen. And they draw you. They draw you in just like flies, man. Showing little body pierced people and grinding and doing all that. Yeah. Going nowhere fast. That's where you're going. We got to shake ourselves up. We got to make a strong community. I don't know where you people think old people came from. Maybe you think they were just put here for you to see. But people are working. People have jobs. That's how they get cars. That's how they get clothing. That's how they get candy. That's how they get... You don't see your father wasting his time playing Game Boy. Man's got a job to do. You're the only person with the Game Boy up in the room. You're fortunate people. Long time ago, there was nothing about knocking on the bedroom door, may I come in? Matter of fact, I didn't even have a door. I just want you to understand you're loved, but from this point on, people are not fooling anymore. You're going to know what love is. You're going to know and respect a smile. And you're going to notice that old people who before had nothing to do with you are now, check the windows out. You'll see one eye behind the shade. It's like in the old days. They used to watch you. In the old days, you'd be a kid, you'd be walking, and you'd think nobody was watching. And always one eye was peeking behind the shade. And then your mother got off the bus, and she knew exactly what you did. It's not a bad life if you're a kid. All you have to do is go in, sit down with friends. They didn't make you study by yourself. And guess what's waiting for you? University of Massachusetts. Oh yes. Start thinking about it now. University of Massachusetts, just waiting. Yeah, you'll be able to get away from home. Start autonomy. Oh yeah, you say, I'll be all by myself. That's the second step in your life of autonomy. First one is when one of your friends gets a car and you drive 2 blocks away from the house. How are you going to manage it? How are you going to manage yourself? I want every kid, every parent to deal with each other. I want that community, that church, to be open for all these kids to come to. And when they say they're bored, you say, okay, let's talk about it. Why? Why are you bored? And make them tell you. And see if there's any sense to it. Our children always tell us when something's wrong. But do we listen? Do we make an adjustment that makes sense? Ladies and gentlemen, the school, the church, the police department, those people are not enemies of ours. But they can be. They can be. They don't have to. And so as long as your soul is good and your heart is good, and you understand that you are building your character for the day that you can take the honorable position of being somebody's mother or father. That's an honorable position because as a mother and a father, you're going to be in charge of raising a child and raising that child straight, not bent, not crooked, caring for it. And listen to the old people tell you how important education is. When you play the Game Boy and you say algebra is boring, Game Boy is exciting, I just want you to think about something. The fellow who invented Game Boy probably loved algebra. He had to know it or else he wouldn't have invented it, the Game Boy. Think about it. He also has made enough money, he bought his mother a $5 million house. And his mother said, thank you, but where's the help that will clean it? Think about it, ladies and gentlemen, you students. All these things you're buying into, people invented those things. They discovered them, but they didn't do it just sitting there and chewing gum, ride around the block on the bike. They studied, and they read, and then they found out that their brains were so wonderful, they could think of simple things. And they do it. They do it. Very, very important. My message to all of you, we've started this program. The program does not get started unless Dr. Lombardi says go. And he said go. And we're here. We're here and we mean it. And we mean that we will never let you down. We're going to keep the pressure on you. Because as with a diamond, pressure makes it brighter and brighter and brighter. And we're going to maintain you young people, because that's what makes a tree grow straight and tall. And we can put braces on the side to keep it from bending too far. All you young people understand that's why we're here. And we're either going to be the best people you've ever met or your worst nightmare. Because you're not getting away with that which you should not get away with. And we can stand you yelling at us. And we can take your tantrums. We've seen better. And some of us, when we were children, put on better. One of the most wonderful things about being a teacher is watching some student come in and start something that you've seen about 27 times from different people, and that student thinks you've never seen it before. What a fun time. And so that's all we ask. We ask that this community not only stand alone, but join other communities, that you grown-ups branch out, talk to each other, make the movement happen. You've got to do this. This thing is getting worse. The epidemic of television, the epidemic of what they put on the radio, people with foul language every 5 seconds, somebody talking about sexual parts, somebody talking about something that you don't want in your home, and it's coming to these children, and they think life is boring because they don't hear that in the classroom. This is Satan at his finest hour. Shut this stuff down. Your children are falling by the wayside because they believe that this is excitement. They will be dead in terms of loving Shakespeare, in terms of enjoying what we call the classics. You've got potential great writers here, potential actors, potential professors, potential scientists. They're all potential. Let them grow. Help them. Don't let them fall. MTV, radio, whatever it is, filth that's in the newspapers, is not going to help them at all. You've got to watch what's coming to them. You parents need to check what's stunting and what could stunt. And by all means, I want you to do some old-fashioned parenting. I remember my mother knew everything that I owned. I don't remember what it was, but I borrowed it from a kid without his permission. And I put it on. And my mother said, "Where'd you get that from?" And obviously I didn't have a story ready. So I had to take it back and give it back to the kid. But my mother knew exactly everything I had. How these people out in Columbine had all this stuff, and you mean to tell me their parents are going to get away with saying we knew nothing? You better start watching your kids. I don't want a story ever to come out of here where parents say, "Well, this has always been a wonderful neighborhood. I don't know what." You do know what happened. You better check your children and love them and bring them to the University of Massachusetts.